It was in my mind to sell my gold in Los Angeles, buy goods and mules, pack across the Mojave Desert and the Colorado, and sell my goods in the mining towns. With luck, I'd show profit on my gold, and on my goods as well. Nobody ever claimed I was any kind of a businessman, least of all me. But if a body can buy cheap and sell high, he just naturally ain't liable to starve. Of course, in all things there was a reason, and in this case it was the difficulty of getting either gold or goods through a country full up with outlaws and Indians. Whilst no businessman, I was pretty fair at getting from here to yonder, so I just bowed my neck and plunged in, figuring wherever a body could go, a Smoky Mountain Sackett could go. Speaking rightly, there were three kinds of Sacketts in Tennessee: the Smoky Mountain Sacketts, the Cumberland Gap Sacketts, and the Clinch Mountain Sacketts. These here last ones, they were a mean outfit, and we had no truck with them unless at feuding time, when we were always pleased to have them on our side, for they were mean men in any kind of a shindig. But most of the time we held off from those Clinch Mountain boys. There were some lowland Sacketts, too, living in the Cumberland Valley, but they were rich Sacketts, and we paid them no mind. Pa, he always said we shouldn't hold it against them if they had money. Chances were they couldn't help it no ways. All the Sacketts, even those no-account Sacketts from Clinch Mountain, run to boy children. They had a saying over yonder that if you flung a stone into the brush, you'd hit a Sackett boy, and likely, although it wasn't said, a Trelawney girl. I don't know what we Sackett boys would have done without the Trelawney girls. But the only thing I was thinking of now was getting my old saddlebags across the Mojave and to Los Angeles, selling as well as I could, buying as cheap as possible, and getting back to the mines. Now, when a beautiful woman or a handsome man receives attention, it is taken as a matter of course. But I was a plain man, so when this black-eyed woman started paying me mind, I checked my hole card. Not that I'd lacked for attention where women were concerned, not, at least, after they came to know me. Nor could it be said that I was downright distrustful of folks. There's a plenty of just people in the world, but the flesh is weak and man is prone to sin, especially if a woman is involved. But I was packing gold, and it came upon me to realize there is something about the presence of gold that is favorable to the breathing of beautiful women. And likely this woman, with her witch-black eyes, could see right through the leather of my saddlebags. Only I'd been storing up pleasure for myself and thinking of a time when I could set up to table and eat a hot meal I hadn't fixed for myself, and sleep in a bed, if only for the strangeness of it. And if I hightailed it out of here now, I'd miss both. For the life of me, I couldn't imagine what a woman like this was doing in Hardyville. By the looks of her, she had come upriver on a steamboat, for her clothes showed no dust, as they would had she come by stage or wagon. When the waitress brought my food, the black-eyed woman stopped her and asked, "Isn't it time for the stage for Los Angeles?" "Have to get them a new stage," I said. "What do you mean?" "It ain't a-comin' in." All of them were looking at me now, so I said, "Seen it back yonder." I was buttering a thick slab of bread. "He who was driving is dead, 2 holes alongside his spine. The stage is laying over in the canyon, and the horse is gone. 2 other dead men, passengers." "Are you sure?" This was Hardy asking. "The buzzards were." "You didn't go down to them?" "Not for more'n a minute or two. No telling who was laying up in the rocks with a Winchester." "Mojaves," somebody said, "or Hualapais." "They wore moccasins, all right, but they weren't Indians. They were Comanche moccasins, and there's no Comanches out here." Everybody started talking all to once, and I set to eating, glad to be let alone. Anyway, it was likely I had already talked too much. One of those men who'd done the shooting might be right here in this room, although I'd cast my eyes about for moccasins when I first came in, habit-like. Seems to me a man has trouble enough in this world without borrowing more with careless words. That black-eyed woman was talking to the waitress. "But if that stage has been wrecked, how long will it be before there's another?" "Ma'am, you'll just have to abide. The next regular stage is Thursday." This here was Monday, and I could see from that woman's face that she had to be shut of Hardyville long before that.